So Mo got here, and actually the back snapped him up first, and so like they were like, all right, we're gonna play this guy at center, and he didn't make the roster for the Raptors. So he got to come down and play with the Water Dogs, the Denver Water Dogs, which is kind of like a place where young guys, first guys arriving, can get some game time at a bit slower pace. So we put him at center, and he had a rough go of it. And then probably that next week they're like, all right, we're gonna put him in the forwards, and then he just took to it. But like Mo always stood out because he always worked hard. And like when we would transition from drill to drill, like some guys would meander, Mo was there, right there waiting for instruction. So that was probably the first thing I noticed about Mo.
Yep, so my name is Mo Vainikolo. I played flanker, and I'm on my way to the USFL. It was going around like Twitter, Facebook, at first it was kind of like you thought it was a rumor, just like how the XFL was kind of a rumor at first, and then you actually see it gradually, happening, and I just reached out to my agent to see what could happen. And fortunately, my ex-coach from college became one of the defensive coordinators on one of the teams. So.
Am I surprised he got an opportunity? No, because his work rate, his dedication, and his desire to learn were hands down like one of the top. Watching film, asking good questions. So no, I'm not surprised by his work rate.
I think it was more the mentality. I only played I think total 2 80-minute games, and that was with the Water Dogs. Mm-hmm. Those two 80-minute games, and just those playing in one 80-minute game kind of just shifted my whole mentality in playing one game, whether it's football or rugby. And it just, I don't know, when you're like 50, 60 minutes in, you kind of just find yourself in a place where it's like, man, I don't think any sport I play from now on can affect me mentally anymore.
I would probably say those weeks leading up to Uruguay, that's when he really started to push, and he got a couple games in, and what really struck to me was his work rate. It was just so high. Like Brady Daniels has a high work rate, and Mo's matched him, and I was like, wow, like this is a guy that like you can get really excited about. And I remember having a conversation when we were in Uruguay, and it was the last game, and it took us 40 minutes to wake up, and then it was getting closer and closer. And I remember calling Mo over and being like, hey, look, if I don't get you in this game, it doesn't mean anything. You have a really bright future here. So like that's kind of like a Mo memory for me. And I was like, I got you, even if we don't get into this game, and this coming season's you're gonna blow up.
I would recommend rugby to a football player, more so on the defensive side, because it's so fun on defense, man, when you play rugby, and you just see it all translate. And I think you get a little more of that defensive grasp playing rugby more than football, and then you get to run the ball, So just like in football, if you get a pick six or a fumble recovery, a lot of guys in football don't know what to do with that ball. So rugby definitely, it gives you the best of both worlds. All y'all came to congratulate me. I talked to Peter on the phone, and he just sounded excited. He was like, you're welcome, anytime to come back, and that's what I look forward to come back. And it'll be the off season for football. Come here and get back at it again. Grow that mental state again of just being a beast, just being a dog on the field.
I do. Mo, I know you're gonna crush it. Good luck, big guy, and have yourself a day, and then I can't wait for you to get back to the American Raptors.